Did you know that amidst the darkness of World War II in the Philippines, there were sparks of humanity from the most unexpected places? While history often paints a broad, dark picture of the occupation, individual stories reveal a more complex truth. As Allied forces started to reclaim the Philippine Islands in late 1944 and early 1945, the Japanese occupiers abandoned all veneer of trying to win over the Filipinos to their side and embarked on a policy of cruelty and massacre. In the province of Batangas alone, an estimated 25,000 citizens were killed. Of these, it was estimated by the U.S. Army that as many as 18,000 were killed in the now city of Lipa alone. In Manila, more than 100,000 civilians were also massacred by the Japanese, their rapacity for blood doubtless exacerbated by their own desperate situation, boxed in as they were in the city by a U.S. Army superior in both numbers and ammunition. But there was one Japanese officer whose name was Captain Isao Yamaso, who showed that being at war was not a blanket excuse to lose one's sense of humanity. Assigned to the town of Dulag, Leyte as chief of the local Japanese garrison, Yamaso, whom locals fondly called Yamasoy, sought to promote positive interaction between the Japanese and natives. To do this, he scheduled and participated in morning calisthenics with the locals, initiated and participated in competitions in tennis, judo, and basketball, and even held cultural shows and the screening of movies for the locals' entertainment. He was thought of as a gentle and compassionate man, always smiling. He even went serenading with local men, all the while improving his rapport with the natives of Dulag. What set Yamaso apart from his peers in the Japanese Imperial Army was how he sought to protect the locals under his jurisdiction, yes, even from his own soldiers. He put in place measures that prevented his soldiers from abusing Filipinos, even prisoners, and made sure any of his men who violated these measures were duly punished. When his soldiers engaged in battles against local guerrillas, he made sure the encounters were held outside of the town so that there would be no civilian casualties. This was, in fact, the reason why he was killed in April 1943 at the age of only 32. Upon learning of a plan by local guerrillas to attack the Japanese garrison in Dulag, he sent word to the guerrillas to meet him and his men in a prearranged place outside of town instead. Yamaso and his men never got there. They were ambushed and killed by the guerrillas as they were on their way to the designated place. Whereas the killing of Japanese soldiers elsewhere was likely celebrated, in Dulag, there was a general feeling of loss and mourning. The natives even built a shrine in his memory and honor, in stark contrast to the general feeling of hatred felt by Filipinos elsewhere for the Japanese. Needless to say, this Japanese soldier's sense of decency was overshadowed by his own peers, many of whom preferred to forget their humanity and act like animals, even towards non-combatants like women and children. Thank you so much for watching and reflecting on this piece of history with me. If you found this story meaningful, please like this video and subscribe for more content that explores the human side of history. See you next time.